What's going on, people? It's a Hypno Fist. Just checking in with you guys. I just wanted to get my thoughts out on something. Now, there's been a lot of talk about, the rematch and what's going on, where it's going to take place, about Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz has been, in the media saying he's the A side. He controls when and where the fight's going to happen. He calls the shots, I'm the champ, and all that kind of rhetoric. But Andy Ruiz has to realize that he has no say in where the fight is going to happen, because Eddie Hearn would have put the rematch location. All those terms would have been agreed beforehand, and Team Joshua is going to choose when and where. If they say jump, Andy has to say how high, because he's contractually obligated to. Now, another point I want to make is, he's trying to insinuate that, that he's gonna, if he goes to the UK, he feels that he might get robbed. If we're being totally honest here, being that Joshua is the premier fighter for Sky Sports pay-per-view and the Zone, if not the premier, he's second only to Canelo. Maybe so because he's lost. So maybe he's lost a bit of his star power. But Andy Ruiz has to realize that wherever he fights, the judges are going to be in Anthony Joshua's favour. They're not going to be in his favour. So he needs to get that idea that, he's going to get a fair shake in America and all that. That ain't going to happen. Yeah. If it goes to the judges and, any round that they can give to AJ, he's going to get that round. Like, AJ is the A side. So in a close fight, he's going to get the decision. In a fight that's not so close, he'll probably get the decision as well. One thing people aren't considering here is the politics of it. Now, Andy Ruiz is fighting on DAZN and Sky Sports. He's not fighting on Showtime. He doesn't have Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa and all those guys safeguarding him. He's going over to Eddie Hearn's network, and he's going to be competing there. Now, being that DAZN's future and, their business model, I wouldn't say it's necessarily critical that Anthony wins, but there is an element of that. It's crucial to the long-term success of the platform that Anthony Joshua takes his titles back and becomes two-time heavyweight champion in the world, universally, unified champion and all of that. And, they're still building for that Wilder fight, which potentially could still happen if AJ pulls out a spectacular KO or, something along those lines. But either way, Andy Ruiz isn't going to get a fair shake. Like, the only way he's going to win in the rematch is by KO. There's no way he gets a points decision against Anthony Joshua on DAZN. It's not going to happen. Eddie Hearn and John Skipper and them, they'll take the flak for it if they need to. But right now, Andy needs to get smart and realize that, either way, there's no way he's going to beat Joshua on points. So in that sense, it doesn't matter where the rematch happens. It can happen in LA, it can happen in Mexico, it can happen in New York, it can happen in London. He's not going to get a fair shake with the judges. So, all this idea talking about A-side games and this, that, he needs to get that idea out of his head and get with the reality of it. AJ is premier fighter for DAZN. He's going to get the favoritism by the judges, whether it's in New York or whether it's London. So Andy needs to just focus on working on making sure that he doesn't lose. So he needs to work on, getting that KO, timing AJ again, and all of that stuff. And let me make one thing clear. Don't take this as me hating on Anthony Joshua or Eddie Hearn. But, it's been proven, or, there's enough evidence to suggest that, AJ does get favoritism by the judges. If you look at the Parker fight, it wasn't a clear-cut win. If you look at the Povetkin fight, it was a clear-cut win in terms of AJ knocking out Povetkin. But Povetkin was winning rounds, and, the judges were in AJ's favour. Even if you look at the Ruiz fight, there was they were. You look at the scorecards. You know, they had AJ up on points, even though he'd been down 4 times at the time of the stoppage. So you know, Andy needs to get that idea out of his head that he's gonna get a fair shake. It don't matter where the rematch is. You better just, you know, go in there and try and take his head off. And that's the be all end all of it. Okay. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications. Post your comments up in the comments box. Let me know what you think. You know, do you agree or disagree? If you disagree, why? Let's chop it up on this one. You know, I'm always open to talk to people about boxing. So let me get your thoughts on this one. Okay. All right. Peace.